And in our path, our beautiful path of becoming more conscious, we might realize or ask questions about emotions. If I'm not my thoughts, I can get that, that feeling of being hungry, or me who's hungry, isn't me. It's more, me in the story. But how I feel and my emotions, and how I feel like an emotional basket case or completely overwhelmed by emotions. So much so that I can't cope sometimes. How do I work out that that's not who I am? And it really is the same formula that we apply to the thoughts, that it's by seeing it and watching it and realizing that they come and go. But by simply watching and observing, you realize that there's a gap between me and it. I can watch that. So suddenly there's space. And in that space, you realize you can change the story, that I'm overwhelmed with this emotion, or what this emotion is named. And that creates a flexibility, whereas before it might have been rigid and absolute. And then suddenly it's not absolute. It's a curiosity. It's like, can I change this? What is this that I can change? And if that is applied to emotions, then suddenly it's not daunting. It's not this thing that takes you and, takes you on this journey that you're unable to get out of. It actually is this curiosity of a natural phenomenon of your relationship to what's happening, and it's not who you are. It's just there, and it will change. So you're not this angry person or this overwhelmed person with tons of emotions. You have the ability to watch it, and it's in the watching that you might be aware that it's just simply happening, which is divine. There's nothing wrong with that. And if there's nothing wrong with having all these emotions, you are freed from them, actually. I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at, because it's kind of cool in here. I'm in the middle of this bush, but there's this lake behind me, which is interesting. It comes back to identification. If you're kind of owning everything, I'm this person, I'm these emotions, I'm always happy, I'm terribly sad, I'm overwhelmed because I feel too much of other people's energy, all that kind of stuff. It's really interesting to just simply see it, so that you can just be aware that that's where your attention is. And it's in having that awareness that suddenly you can change the label, you can change the positioning, like it's not you. You can be curious of it, so it's simply there, or maybe not. It's kind of freeing, because then suddenly there's nothing wrong with that, with any of it. It's just happening for whatever reason. And the reasons might have absolutely nothing to do what you think they were to do with. Meaning, if you thought, there's something wrong with you because you laugh too loud, isn't it freeing to realize that perhaps you're okay to laugh loudly? And it is nice to hear laughter, So there's so much freedom in actually realizing that who you are is beautiful, perfect, and nothing wrong. And I wish that for you to truly see that there's nothing wrong with you, and that you can just be who you are, your flavor. How beautiful is that? Can you hear the birds? They don't hold back who they are. They don't change their flavor. They absolutely allow. We're very blessed. Play with being blessed. Play with being blessed to be who you are. Everything's okay. And who you are is priceless, precious, so super important.